Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I'm going to do, yes, another plant stick, but I had to do it because I found that this, actually someone sent me this image of this beautiful, beautiful hummingbird. Look at that. And this one, I printed 4 of them, 2 going in this direction and 2 going in this direction. And that was so that I could get both sides. And that's called mirroring the images, in case you're unsure about that. When you get an image and you're going to use it, and you're sizing it and doing all of that stuff. Now you've got to have the capability on your computer to do all of that stuff. But when you're doing that, you can size your images all the same, and then, you know, once you've got them sized the same. Actually, I do most of the work on my phone, if I'm being honest. I do most of when I do the mirror image, I do it on my phone because it's much easier, and it just makes my life more simple if I do it on my phone before I send myself the images. And the thing is I use a program called Snapseed, and in there they make it really, really easy to, it's an app on my phone. It makes it really, really easy to do those mirrored images and to adjust the look of my images, like, you know, darkness and lightness and brightness and detail and all that good stuff. It has it all right there. And that way, once I send it to my computer, all of the looks of these are done. I've got some going this way and some going this way. And I send both of those images to my computer, to my email, and I download them on my computer. And I have a Microsoft computer, so I use Microsoft Word, which is a word processing program where you would type letters and things like that. And I'm able to, when I go into Word, I'm able to click. There's a thing at the top that says picture. I click on that. It takes me to my downloads on my computer, and I can pick whatever image it is that I want to use. I double click on that, and it bounces into my document. And then from there, you just click on the image, and it will put 6 little circles, or 8. Let's see, 3, 5, 10. It'll put 10 little circles, 4 on the corners, and 4, actually it's 8, and 4 in the centers. And so once you've got that, then you just pull these little corner, you know, the dot that's in the corner, you just pull it in, and it's going to shrink down your image to whatever size you want it to be. And you might have to play around for a while just and print a few before you get to where you think, okay, yeah, that's the size I want. Save that image, save that document. I save mine forever, and I've got all of my images, almost all of them, going back 6 or 7 years, because every once in a while I want to go back to one of those old images and do something with it, because in the beginning I was doing a lot of ladies and like Victorian ladies and things like that, and so I kept all of that. And so that's what you want to do, and you just play around with it. Once you get one of them inserted into that document, then you're going to go in and you're going to insert this one, and you want to make sure that both of these are the same size. So once you resize this one, you get this one in there and get them sitting next to each other on the document. So if you have to, sometimes this one will be down here. Well, you're going to have to size it down some because it's going to be huge. And then you'll bounce your cursor over in front of this one, hit backspace, and it will jump up here next to this one. and then you can kind of separate them a little bit, and then you size this one, and then you just size this one to be the same as this one. And then you take, depending on how many you want to make, you'll select both of these. So you'll hit Control, select, and then you'll click on both of these images, and you will hit Control C and copy them. And then you'll go down here and you'll do Control V, and that will paste them. And so if you want to Control V again, you go underneath those, Control V, and paste. That Control V equals paste, Control C equals copy. So the Control button is in your bottom left section of your keyboard, and the other one is going to be like right above it. So, or the V and the C, obviously not, but when you are selecting them, or let me see, what am I trying to do? Yeah, when you're selecting them, you're going to hit that. I think it's the select button. I may have to correct that. And if I do have to correct it, I'll put it in the description menu of this video. But you'll just hit the select and you'll click on the image. And that's how you're going to size them. So just a little information, you guys. It's easy to do once you get it all figured out. It's not that difficult. So this one I already put together, and look at how beautifully that came together. And here's what I do, you guys. When I cut out my images as of recently, I cut them slightly bigger than the image itself. So you can see sort of like on this ribbon, there's a little bit of white detail around the edge of this entire image, even the wings, the beak, everything. And when I do that, and I put these together, they come together beautifully. And if there's a little off-kilterness somewhere, it doesn't show. And I just go in and kind of cut around that and clean it up. And I have a beautiful, beautiful double image. And both sides look great. And there's going to be a couple spots where, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but like right in here where the bottom one is bigger than the top piece, it's okay. Leave it alone. Your resin is going to cover that up, you guys. So if it looks good to your eyeball, leave it alone. That's what I say. And so this one really looks good on this direction. Super good. This side looks great, but not quite as good as this side. So now what we're going to do, I just have a piece of shiny paper, and there was something that I bought that was probably one of these decals that was on top of this. So we're going to do this on this because the B7000 won't stick to this just like it won't stick to the silicone mat. But I don't want to get this on my silicone mat because we're going to be using that to work, and I don't want to make a mess. So right now I'm doing the beak right now, so we want to get to those tips. Now I got a little too much on there, that's okay. We want to get it all the way to the edges as best we can. Not all the way, I mean, but within, you know, just a very skosh of a line to the edge, because we want these to go together, particularly on those edges. We want those edges to stick, because if you don't, they will curl up. So you don't want that on your final, you know, glue up. So we want to get that all the way to the edges where there's curves and points and all of that stuff as best you can. And when you press it together, it will go all the way to the edge. So if you've got that little bit on the edge, that's what you want. You want a little bit where you have some wiggle room that you can push that glue to the edge. I mean, a lot of mine, I'm going right up to that edge, you guys, because I want them to stick together. I don't want to have any curled edges, especially at these points and things like at the beak. You don't want the beak to come apart. And sometimes it's hard once you've glued it together and it's all dried. It's harder to get that glued back up so that those points aren't curling. And the resin won't work because the resin doesn't harden right away, and when you put the resin on, you're putting it under the lamp, and you're not going to be able to really push it together because you're curing the resin on the outside. So otherwise you would be putting fingerprints all over everything. So so you want to get this part down. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've got a lot of glue on that, and you can see I've gone up to those edges really well. And then I'm just going to take this one, and I'm just going to lay it so that like the wings and the beak, at least one section is pretty much together where I want it. And I'm going to start pressing and moving. Now at this point I can slide it around because the B7000 is still wet enough for me to move it around. And I'm going to press these edges, and I can see there's a couple of spots where one side is cut smaller than the other, and that's okay. I'm gonna clean that up. Like right here I have a much bigger cut on that flower than I do on this one. I cut the flower smaller on this one. So I'm going to take my scissors, and yes, it is wet right now, but I'm going to do this now because I just want to get it done. And I'm just going to cut that down just like that. And there we go. And let's see if we have any other spots while I'm doing this that need to be cleaned up. That looks good. This edge kind of needs some cleaning up. And yeah, the glue is wet, and this stuff's going to kind of stick to your scissors, and you'll have to clean up your scissors if you do this with the wet glue. I don't mind doing that, and these are not my best pair of scissors, so I wouldn't use my very best scissors doing this part. And then right here I have a little bit of an edge. Okay. So I don't know if I told you guys, I had my ultrasound, and I figured I should be hearing from them with results sometime today or Monday. So I'm getting a little nervous. And I'm saying lots of prayers, and please, you guys, if you would, I would love your prayers as well. The more the merrier. I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that, you know, if you're a praying person, it can't hurt to give those extra prayers to people you know or don't know. You guys don't necessarily know me, but I would love your prayers anyway. It would mean a lot to me. And I will be letting you guys know soon what the outcome is. Now, if you don't hear from me in a little while, it might be because I'm crying my eyes out somewhere in a corner trying to figure it all out, but I'm hoping to get the opposite and get the news that maybe it's just, you know, some cysts that need to be taken care of, and that I can deal with any day of the week, no problem. And we're going to cut that flower down. Cut that one a little bit. Looks like this is pretty good. I do want to trim the edge of this beak a little bit because I cut this one a little bit too big, I think. And we're going to be resining probably both sides of, yeah, we will be resining both sides of these. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put them together on the stick, because I'm kind of trying to try some different techniques that I haven't tried before to see if it works better or cleaner or what have you. So I just have to decide which way do I want these to face, because what we're going to do, I've got one of my metal ones here, and this is one that I've painted white, and I've got one of my wooden ones here. Now the wooden ones you can see are longer. And the reason I was thinking about doing one of the longer ones, I'm going to do the point at the top, and that's how I would put the bird on. And I feel like, since this one I feel is so perfect, I feel like I want this to be my front, very front and forward piece. So it will face that way. So that's what I think I'm going to do. But, oh, I almost threw that away. What am I doing? Okay, I'm going to put those in my little cup that's sitting next to me. I'm going to put my glue stick in there too. And these are just some little things that I took out. I love this, and look at how beautiful it looks with those. So I'm probably going to use some of this. And we are going to go to town and start working on this. So I'm going to do the back sides of these first. So this is the back side. And I've got my torch here as well. And we're going to get started on these. Okay. So this is the back. Okay. We're using our BS resin. Debbie, it is BS resin. It's not bees. There's no bees in there anywhere. It's BS resin. They chose to name it a strange name, but it works like a charm. I love this resin so much. I cannot tell you guys enough that it's cheaper than the other ones that I was using, and it works better. It's shinier, it's harder, it's fewer bubbles as long as you use your torch. Oh my goodness, this resin is amazing. So we are just going to go ahead, and since this is doubled, I forgot to put my plate into my lamp. I need to put that in there if I can find it. What did I do with it? Well, it's not going to be a big deal. I'm not going to worry about it. I just don't want to have any resin going over the edge and sticking this to the other piece. I had to take my plate out of my lamp because I was resining something that was too deep. You know, had edges that came up too high to just set it on top of the little landing pad, the pad that goes in there, or the shelf, whatever you want to call it. So I had to take it out, and I just don't know exactly where I put it. So I will find it, but this one may just have to go sit on top of the little thing that I've got in there, and then I'll look for it after I do this, because I don't want to mess with this too much. And I'm just, you know, carefully going up to the edges. You guys, I know a lot of you use your little sticks and things, but I'm telling you, this is too many little edges, intricate edges, and I work well with the tip of my resin bottle. And what I've been doing is, since Sherry sent me that beautiful bottle of BS resin, I've got the big huge bottle, 1,000 grams. I kept my little bottles, and I've been pouring it into the little bottles because I can work so well with these little tiny bottles. So I love them. So I'm going to set that down. I'm going to grab my torch. I'm going to pop my bubbles. And you guys will see my nails are not done, and I decided not to do them prior to the video. Usually I would do them and get them looking halfway decent, but I chose not to this time because I want to try and have a little more control in this video. So there's one spot right there that didn't get covered. So I chose not to do my nails. Oh, please don't drip over the edge of that little thing that's in there. And there we go. That one's going under the lamp. And this is going to be yeah, this is the back of the other one, because we're going to be putting them in that direction on the stick. So, okay. So let me, hold on, you guys. I'm going to find that pad. Okay. I got it, and I got it in my lamp, so we are good to go. But what I do want to do is I'm going to pull this out for just a second, and I'm going to just see if we have any edges that are bending up, and we're going to, while this is still soft, we're going to bend those down to keep it from curling. So that's nice and flat now. Okay. And again, I don't like to touch the tops of them when they're still soft like that, but if I have to, I will put another layer of resin over that, but I don't think I'm going to need to. Because that is going to be my top. That particular bird is going to be my top bird. It's going to be turned around, and there's going to really be not a lot of negative space between the two. And so nobody's going to see if there's a couple of fingerprints on that. So I am just doing this. I'm doubling them because of quality's sake. I want them to be quality. And you guys, I have to tell you, I went to the post office today. I had to mail 5 packages. Oh my word. The prices have gone up at the post office, you guys, like incredibly up. I was floored when I got the price of my first package that I was mailing out. It was almost $17 for a very small, I think it was less than a 6x6 box. So I almost cried when because most of my packages were about that big. And you guys, I only charge $6 shipping, or actually under $6 in shipping on all of my Etsy stuff. And I'm going to have to make some changes. Etsy doesn't like us to increase our shipping, but what I will do is I'll have to increase the prices of my items, which I don't like to do, and I won't do it a lot. I mean, I'm just going to have to do a little bit, but which means I'm going to start losing money on my Etsy stuff. So I don't know. And with as much as they take out in their fees, it's crazy. It's like 20% or something like that they're getting overall. I mean, they charge fees on my shipping costs. So whatever I charge for shipping, they charge me a fee on. So yeah, as if I was making that money. And it's very, very frustrating and upsetting that they take advantage of their sellers like that. I wish I didn't have to use Etsy, honestly. Okay, so here's our first bird, the back side. Look at that. Is it not beautiful? You don't see any bubbles in there. It is nice and flat. And it looks beautiful. Just beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful hummingbirds that I've found. And I like it because it's got this little bow in it and everything. And honestly, usually I will cut that sort of thing out, but I decided I had to have that bow on this. And so I cut around it and it worked. Yay! Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get the back side of this. And honestly, I don't think that this one is my good one. I think the other one is. So that's okay. We'll just decide once we get these all covered up and everything, we'll take another look at them to see, you know, which ones look the best or which one looks the best. And we'll choose that one to be the top front piece, and then we'll just, the other one will follow in the same direction. So you always know you're going to have one, at least one side that's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and then hopefully the back side of the other one will be perfect. So that's what I hope for. But if the back side isn't perfect, I mean, that way they can turn it either way, and they can anyway. So I'm hoping that all sides look really great, and I think they will. Once you get the resin on, it's really hard to see any of the little flaws and things that might be there before you resin it. You know, like a little crinkle or a little, you know, doubled edge a little bit, you know, where the pieces are cut a little different. Doesn't matter, you guys. That's why we put that white edge around the piece. And if it's something that you cut out and it has a black edge, use that black, and you can use your inks, your alcohol ink pads or whatever it is, and you can just, I didn't torch that other one. I just realized I did not torch it. Oh well, that's okay. Oops. Okay, so we've got that one all nice and covered. Okay, and torch. Okay, now I'm going to pull this one out so I can bend it about a little bit. And once we do the other side, yeah, this is my best one here, the other side of this one. It's a little harder to bend and force into place, but once you've got it pretty much in place on this side, it's going to be hard, and it's not going to have the ability to really move much when you do this side. So that's kind of what we're going for. And you might get, there's like a couple of crinkles from when you bend it back into place on the other side. That's okay, because the resin is going to cover those up. You won't see them. Especially on something this size, you know, because these are a little bit bigger than your little butterflies and stuff. The butterflies usually don't get too much of that, but this is bigger. And so you might get a little more of those crinkles when you're adjusting it, but I can't see a single one as I'm covering them up. So fun, so fun. I think this is going to be so pretty, and I'm hoping this video will not be too long for you guys. And that's why I've got my lamp here next to me, and now we've got some drips. Now once it gets harder like this, because you've resined the other side already, the resin tends to drip a little bit easier, because there are some bends that maybe are bending down, like I got a drip there. And so you just have to watch that. I mean, but if it happens under the lamp, you'll be all right, because you've got that pad under there, and it'll just be like a little piece that can be cut off on the edge. It can always be fixed. So we're not too worried about that. I've got a little drip on this ribbon here, so we're going to get that off of there. And I'm just going to kind of check around. And I think we're pretty good now. And drip there. Yeah, I got a lot of resin on this one. Okay, so I'm going to pop her under the light and get her going. And now I've popped the other one out. And so this is the other one. It looks beautiful. And we're gonna get, oh, this is the one we already did the back side to, so this one's done. So this is the best one, I think, right here. My favorite one. And she will probably get a nice layer of resin over the top of her again. I'm not sure, I may not need to, but she may get another layer of resin over the top of her. I feel like I want to put her under that lamp just a little bit longer, just to make sure she gets good and cured and shiny. Ugh. I need a fresh wipe because I feel like that one's got too much resin on it and it's not cleaning my hand. Oh, I think I've got some alcohol wipes around here somewhere. I know I put some in here. It's on the other side of my table. Oh well, that's okay. This will do. That one goes in the trash. Okay, so here we go. This is our first one that's done. And this is our second one. Beautiful. Oh, this one looks gorgeous. These both look gorgeous on this side. So if they're like this, it's going to be very pretty. And then the back sides are also gorgeous. I feel like I want to put that one under a little bit longer. Maybe put that one the other direction a little longer. I like to make sure they get good, and it wasn't sticky. That wasn't why my finger lifted it up. It was just my finger was a little damp. But I just want to make sure that I get these guys looking really sharp. And then I think I might use this metal stick. And the reason I'm saying that is I've got a couple of beads that are hard to get over the ones that are painted. And so if I use that one, maybe I will have a better, oh, that one fits on there too. Yay. I'll have better luck with getting everything on there. I don't know about these. I think these may not fit. No. Darn, that's a bummer. I love these clear rhinestone beads. Ah. And I'm always bummed when I get big beads that don't have big holes in them. Darn. And I've got these pretty pinkish ones, and I bet they don't fit either. I'm pretty sure they don't. No. That makes me so sad. But I do have one of these, and honestly, with the pink, I think that will look really pretty. So I am going to pull that out. I don't know. This one's kind of a bluish purple. I don't know how good that one's gonna look, but we'll give it a chance. I have a regular pearl, and let's see, I've got, whoopsies, I think, nope, that one won't go. Sorry, you guys, I'm just kind of going through my beads here, trying to lift a few out and see if they'll work, but I can't get my finger under them. This time my nails would have been nice. Okay, that one works. And this one is gorgeous. I'm just not sure. I think it'll look pretty, so we're gonna keep that one here. And we do have some teal in our bird, so that one will go. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this pearl on there and leave it there. That's very pretty too. I don't think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take that out just in case. Okay, I think that's probably good with beads, and that feels a little sticky on the back side still, so we're gonna pop her back in. And I've got some of my paper roses here as well, you guys. I pulled a few of them out that Debbie sent me. Of course, as soon as she sends them to me, I'll use them all in a day. Oh well. I've already used a lot of them. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not, but I'm going to take them out anyway. And I've got those. And some, oh, I've got the tiny white ones out there already, and I've got a plain pink. I don't know if I want to use that one. It seems a little like it's been around a little while, and it's a little tattered on the edges a little bit, so we don't want to use that one. We want this to be as good as we can get it. Okay, so she's going this way. This is our top one. This is our bottom one. And what I want to do is I want to get this on here in a way that this is going to kind of go just like that. I want to hide the stick as much as I can. I could put it down a little bit more, like right there, and just use that ribbon as part of the side of this. So it'd be like that, but it really should turn just a tad. So I'm trying to get it just in the right direction. And I don't know. I feel like that's kind of it right there, which means it stays up in the middle. Okay. And I'm going to put it up as high as I can get it, so I'll be able to put it into the tail area of the bird and the flowers down here. So That will work just fine. So what we're going to do, let me make sure this is our top bird and our top contender for the top bird. They're both gorgeous. And let's look at the other side. This one's pretty going in this direction too, so we could go that way. Oh, I kind of like it going in that direction. I don't know why. I don't know why it even makes a difference, but I feel like I like that direction. And what I want to do is take, let's see, I need some double-sided tape. I'm going to see if I've got my thick stuff. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. Let me try, whoops, wrong direction. There. Let me try to bring you guys in a little bit on this. Okay. I found these little, they were earring stoppers that came with earrings behind the earrings. So I had a couple of these in one of my little boxes here, and I thought, you know what, those might work perfectly to put one like here, and this will cover it. And I did decide that the birds are going to go in this direction. And then one on the back side, and that will give just a nice amount of distance between the birds that you kind of get a little, here, we'll just put this one here and this one on top. So one will go on top of it and one will go on the bottom, and it'll be kind of like that. And that way there's a distance between the birds, but you know, I think it'll look good. I just think it'll look really good. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so now, for sure, I don't know, the more I look at them, the more I like this one going in this direction best, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's lay this one down, and I want to glue these in exactly the same spot. So this one I'm going to glue on this side, and this one's going to go on this side. So I'm going to use just my hot glue here. And put that right about there. And then the next thing we've got to do is put this, let's see if we'll just kind of stick that to that one, and then put, I think I want both of these in here, although I can do it with just one of them. That might be better. And that way that can just kind of wrap around there. And that one can just sit on top of that piece. And I think that's a perfect distance actually. So I've got one of these that I can use on something else. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take and I'm going to add some resin right here. And that's going to be what is going to get this stick on there exactly the way it needs to be. And I just want to make sure that the bird looks good. And I want it to come down as far as I can get it. And we're going to check and double check, you guys, to make sure that you have it going exactly the direction you want it to go in. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to drizzle some resin in here, and this resin is going to capture both the skewer and I don't want that. Oh, let me have another stick here. We'll just use this. I don't want it to hang over the edge there. Okay. So it'll catch the skewer and the little round doohickey. And we're going to grab our lamp top, and quickly here we are going to start it curing. And I did not do that nearly quick enough, but it'll have to do. It'll work. But I know I'm going to have some resin that drips off the other side of this one. I can tell. No, maybe not. Look at that. It didn't do it. Yay. So I want to get that on there really, really well. So we're going to let that go for a few minutes. Okay, so we've got that on there. And next, what I want to do is I do want to put a piece of this behind there, and I want to see exactly how I want it to go. Now that's going to make it a little more difficult. You know what? No, we're going to glue this on there first, or resin this on there first, and then I'll put anything in between these that I decide to do after I get these together, because there's plenty of space in between to actually put stuff in there. So we're gonna glue, get it in the right spot, just like that. And then we're gonna work on getting resin in between there so that it's on the inside of this top one. And these are just off kilter just a tad, you guys, to give it that kind of 3D look. So now I'm going to get my resin, and I'm just gonna, and this is just mainly to stick the separator down to that top bird. So I'm going to put it under the light, and I'm going to have to put my light sort of off to the sides. So I'm going to be right back. Okay, you guys, got them both on there. Looks great. That's what we look like so far. And there's just enough space in between there that I can get some bits and pieces. And I think what I'm going to do, since I did it this way, I'm going to take and separate these two pieces, and I'm going to have some come out, I think, right there. So the thing is, we've got to make sure that we want it to go that way, and that one's going to go that way. We want to be able to push it in there. So I've got just this piece of something, and I'm going to get some hot glue right in there and try and quickly, if I can, push this into that hot glue. And hopefully I got it. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I hope so. Yeah, it's on there. So we've got a little piece coming out there. And I think I want to get a piece coming out just kind of towards that direction, like that. So let's do this time. We're going to put a little bit of glue on that. I'm going to grab hold of it because it won't cure quite as quick on that lace. as it does on top of that resin. There we go. There we go. Get rid of the glue strings. So that looks pretty, right? Just a little bit of sparkle coming out from the bottom there. And let's do this. Let's go ahead. We're going to put this pearl right up to the bottom of the tail there. I want to get the beads on here to see what they're going to look like. And I may not use this one. I don't know. I want to get a look at it with the two pieces on there. I mean, it does look pretty because you've got that blue in there. And it's an awfully pretty bead. Let's see if I add... This one may be one that I probably shouldn't use. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. Well, actually, it looks beautiful. It's kind of pinks and purples. So I think it actually looks okay. And then if I went... Let's just put a bunch of them on here. Let's see what they look like. This one, I'm not real thrilled to put on there. I don't think I'm going to use that one. It's a little too big. But we've got just a regular-ish pearl. And I think that kind of is a little more simple, but more, I think it goes more with this. And I've got this beautiful pink rhinestoney bead there. Now what I'd love to find is a small pearl that will fit. I've got one small pearl here. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I think it looks like the hole is big enough. Yes! And that will finish that off just beautifully. Look at that. I like that. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Sorry, guys. I cannot lose that pearl. I wanted to use one or two of these. I wish I had another clear one. I can't believe I only had like 2 clear ones in this whole bag. Let's see. And these pink, and I had some of the light pink ones, but I used them all. These pink ones are just a little brighter than I'm in love with, so, but that's okay. They're pink nonetheless. So let's do this. I'm gonna put one next. And these fit nice and snugly. And then that one. And okay, that one's not going on so easily. Let's grab another one. You never know. Sometimes you get all the same kind of beads, but the holes are different in all of them. Let's see if this one's better. It looks better. Maybe not. Uh-oh, now I can't get it off. Whoa. That scared me. Here's another one. Let's keep our fingers crossed because I think this is the last pink one that I have. There we go. Okay, that one fits. And then this one. I don't know, I think I'm going to be putting too much if I put that one on there. Maybe we just go with this pearl and this rhinestone piece. And I think that, and then we'll put our other little pearl on the bottom. And I'm just going to take my hot glue and put a dot there and hope that I can get this on there quick enough. And I did. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, this we do not need. So now I've got some other bits and pieces here as well that I thought maybe I could slide in here a little bit. And these are just little bits off of some lace that I have. I don't like that. Maybe just a piece sort of right in between here. Or maybe between these flowers right here. And that would kind of set that side off like that. That looks good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some glue on this. And I'm going to try and just push it in there and get it in place. There we go. Looks good. Okay. So now we're going to go with our flowers. And I'm not sure, this one may be too big, but I want to put some of these flowers in there. And I've got some of my smaller ones too. Some of these pretty white ones that are smaller. I used up all of the pink ones because I had only one little package or one little grouping of the pink ones. So, of the tiny pink ones. So I'm kind of stuck with just white, and then I have some pink rosebuds. But the problem is if I'm using these white flowers, these rosebuds are almost bigger than the flowers. So I don't know if that's going to work too well. But we'll see. And I may use this. I may or may not. And this is a cherry blossom. This would be pretty on there too. Maybe what I should do is just go with the cherry blossoms. There's another one. And let's see, I think I've got these two. That's pretty. And then this is a more solid cherry blossom, but I like these. Okay, here's a couple more. I think that's it for my cherry blossoms too. But I've got two that I'm going to save, and I don't know that I'm going to use three on this, so I'll put those back in the box. Okay, so maybe the cherry blossoms would be a better choice. I'm just going to kind of hold them on the stems and see. They do look awfully pretty, like right there. And then if I put one sort of up here with those white roses, or maybe two up here, and one down here. And let's pop a white rose there. And one next to there, because that's where she had flowers on her. But then we also want, ta-da! We want some of this on there, and I was thinking I would put it where the bow is right here. So we're going to make a small bow, I'm just going to try and straighten this out just a little bit because I don't want it quite so scrunched, I should say. Okay, and I'm going to try and, oops, just and I want to make this a really small bow if I can, but with a couple of loops. And maybe with this one we'll just go with 2 loops. And we'll snip that there and grab that, tie it around the middle. Let's see, do we have it in the middle? Yep, looks like it. Okay. And we'll tie that in a knot. Like that. Okay. Got that piece going through the loop. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Come on, out of there. Okay. Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay. No, you were fine to begin with, weren't you? Okay. There we go. So, if I put that right there, which I am definitely going to do, I want to put a little bit of B7000 on it. Oh, this is the front. Oh, I almost did it backwards. A little bit of B7000 there. And a dot of hot glue, and we're going to put it just in the same location as that other bow is. Okay, and then I'm going to snip this go like that, I think. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so that one's gonna go down there. This one's gonna go towards the top, just like that. Snug them up next to each other, kind of facing sideways. It's kind of the way you're supposed to do your flowers like this, is have them facing a little bit sideways. And I've got this little teeny tiny rose right here, and we want her to go in there as well to sort of offset those big flowers. There we go. Very pretty. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to take and see if I can get one of these to fit in there nicely, just for the sparkle. And this is just some of my AB rhinestone chain that I got in Happy Mail a while back from Sherry. And that's going to go right there. And for that, we're going to go with B7000 and some hot glue. just get it up under there like that. There we go. Okay. And then down here, I don't want to overdo this, you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like I could easily overdo the flowers on this, so we don't want to do that. I'm gonna snip that one. Snip that one a little bit more. Okay. Part of me feels like maybe I should not add more flowers over here. That is awfully gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. She's gorgeous. Okay, let's see. A part of me is wondering if I ought to resin a porcelain flower in here somewhere to go with it. It looks really pretty, and it will actually resin to one of these beads pretty easily. And I think that really does look pretty, doesn't it? I really like that. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put some B7000 on that. I'm going to put a little dot of hot glue, and I'm going to put that right there on that bead. And I'm going to let that set for a minute, and then I'm going to resin that into place. I want to see if there's some place I'd like to put. I'm thinking about putting this right in here at the tail to kind of finish off that look. I think that looks really, really pretty there. So we are going to add this piece. Just like that. Okay. I'm so excited about this, you guys. I think she looks so pretty. I hope you guys do too. Okay, and I think that is on there well enough that I can take, I'm hoping, and I can add a dot of resin there. I'm going to grab my lamp, pull it off, and I am going to get that curing on there, just like that. One thing I do want to do as well is I want to get these beads to not move. So the best way for me to do that is to add my B7000 like I did on my sticks that I made the other day, and really press that in. Oh, and we'll get some right up here because I don't want that to spin either. And I know I didn't do this like I should have when I first put these beads on. My boo-boo. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the resin on the other side of this, and I'm going to actually get it touching both of those beads. And I'm going to pop it under my lamp. Oh, got my lamp caught. Okay, you guys, what we're going to do is I did find one of my little pink and white roses. I am going to put that and this one rosebud on here. Oops, I forgot to put this one down first. Well, that was a silly thing to do. But I've got time. There we go. Just like that. I think that really finishes that off nicely. There we go. So, let's see. The only thing that I'm thinking, let's see, do I have it on here? I don't see my chain. I have my other chain that I used the other day. Where did I put it? Oh, I'm going to be so sad if I can't find it. I feel like I want a dangle of some sort on here. You know me and my dangles. That's too much. This actually looks gorgeous. Look at that. Those are pink flowers. Like a dark pink. I think all of my pink ones are that. I think they're all that color. I just want to look real quick. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm going to nip off the end of this. Or the post, I should say. And I'm going to put it right into that, and I'm going to resin it in. So that'll be a nice centerpiece to that flower. Just got to get it turned just in the right direction. Put in the right spot. Okay. So let me pop some resin over that. And I'm going to quickly turn my lamp on, and I'm going to cure the resin over the top of that, and I think we're going to be done, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so here it is. This is our final piece, and I think she turned out magnificent. I had considered putting some glass glitter on her. Oh, she's stuck to the lace there. I had considered putting some glass glitter on her, but then I decided, you know, she might be something that would be touched a lot from the top and so forth, and so that might not be the best idea for her. So I went ahead and I left her alone as far as glass glitter is concerned. So let me see if I can pick up this piece of lace so you can get a nice good look at her. Look at how beautiful she turned out, you guys. Isn't she a gorgeous bird? Look at that. And then we've got our little bow and roses and cherry blossoms and our dangle here that we resined in, and all the pretty pearly sequined pieces. I think those, along with that stick with all those beautiful beads, she turned out magnificent, you guys, and I'm super, super happy with the way this one went, and it was actually smooth, super smooth. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below. We really need those comments here as YouTubers, you guys, and those thumbs ups to get more subscribers. So the more you do, the more it helps my channel as far as that is concerned. So I would greatly appreciate your thumbs ups and your subscribing and your comments. I appreciate it, you guys. I need it right now more than ever. So I'm not going to beg. No, no, no. I won't beg for it, but I will ask. So you all, please stay blessed, stay well, stay safe, love your family. Be kind to those around you, because you never know. You really, really never know what people are going through, you guys. Say a little prayer for me that I get good results on my test with regards to the lump that I found. And I will be letting you guys know soon how that went. I should be getting my results today or Monday, so today being Friday. So I'm saying my prayers, you guys. Praying for something not so bad. So anyway, you guys, your prayers would be welcomed. Have a really, really great day, a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. I'll leave photos in the back end for you guys to view, and I will also do a little video clip for you guys to see this standing up and kind of moving around, and maybe inside of a plant. So thanks so much, guys. Love you. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.